dance floor. Them horses are going to be close together. I mean, they're probably not...
was in your race.
Yes, yes, I've seen him the whole way. You know, they're the good horses. I think they're going to stay in contact with each other. Maybe Zito's entry will probably settle a little pace, but I think after they get into 5/8 of a mile of the race, we're going to start seeing the real horses show up.
Congratulations for your 2 in a row on Strike the Goal. Keep it going, Craig.
Thank you.
Craig Perrette, one of the gentlemen of racing. Time now for a good look at the 11 horses running in the Belmont. Remember that the saddlecloth numbers I'll give you do not correspond to the post positions. First, the Robert Perez entry, number 1, is Agincourt. He was a hotshot 2-year-old who has faded since, really. However, he had a very bad trip in the Preakness, and trainer Nick Zito, who just won the Nassau County Handicap, thinks he has a big chance today. His stablemate, number 1A, is Robert's Hero. He's really in there to set an honest pace and try to set things up for his teammate Agincourt. Number 2 is the favorite, and here he is, AP Indy, won the Peter Pan, remember, on this track just 13 days ago, and the question is simply, has his hoof completely healed? Number 3, the colt from the Little California Fairgrounds, Casual Lives. Should he win and take the $1 million bonus as well? No doubt he'll be one of the big sports stories of 1992, and he could do it. Number 4 is the Preakness winner, Pine Bluff. He raced at Belmont 3 times as a 2-year-old, but never finished better than 3rd here. Of course, he's a different colt today than he was then as a 2-year-old. Now, number 5 is Al Sabine, Al Michaels' horse. Both his sire, Ali Dar, and his dam, Sabine, could go 1.5 miles. 6th in the Derby. He skipped the Preakness. Comes here with 5 weeks rest. That could help. Now the long shot, number 6, Jackson Port. He was claimed for $35,000 in January. He's a senior citizens entry. Owner-trainer Murray Garin is 71 years old. Jockey Jean Cruguet is 53. From France comes number 7, Cristofori. Last month he ran just about this distance at Longchamp and finished 4th. Jockey Steve Cawthon, once again, back from England for the day. Hasn't ridden at Belmont since that hallowed day in 1978 when he won the Triple Crown. Here's the other foreign horse, number 8, My Memoirs. His new owners are American, and they had to put up an additional $50,000 supplementary entry fee to get him in this race. English bred, came from last place, remember, to win his last race in Britain. Number 9, Montreal Marty, would be the first New York bred to win the Belmont since Forrester in 1882. He's never won past a mile, has never won a race not restricted to New York breds. And rounding out the field is number 10, Colony Light. His daddy, Pleasant Colony, won the Derby and the Preakness, but finished 3rd in the Belmont. Colony Light's only win was a maiden race, although he did finish 1st in the Louisiana Derby, but was disqualified and placed 3rd. Jockey Julie Crone would be the first woman to win the Belmont. And speaking of women, here we are again with Charlesy. Charlesy, you know, we've been through 2 of the 3 Triple Crown races. We've had all the races leading up to them, and we still haven't really identified the star of this 3-year-old season.
Well, we could find one today, but there are 2 key factors that'll have to be overcome: distance and track surface. They're going 1.5 miles over an off track that's labeled good, and that leaves us with some unknowns. You know, horses are like airplanes. Some of them are faster. Some have greater range, and today's 1.5 miles is demanding of both, but only Cristofori has ever raced this far. But indications are that the big 3 should get the trip. Pine Bluff's running style and pedigree certainly indicate endurance, and after his Preakness victory, a track other than fast is certainly no problem, but he's never won at Belmont, which is his home court. Then we have AP Indy. He is the ultimate professional racehorse who should be unfazed by any race condition. His race in the Peter Pan was overwhelming, and if his foot problems behind him, he'll be very tough to beat. And then there's Casual Lives. He's honest, consistent, and fit, but though he's bred for a classic race, he is yet to win beyond 1 1/16. His versatile running style will be a big asset today, though, Jim.
A quick pick.
I like AP Indy with big races from Colony Light and Al Sabine.
I like the foreign horses. If I have to pick one of them, I'll take My Memoirs. So we'll see what's going to happen in the 124th running of the Belmont Stakes. It's coming right up.
'92 LeBaron convertible. Think of it as a Mercedes with a $78,000 rebate.
Now get $1,000 cash back on Chrysler LeBaron convertible.
I
look at it as a championship event. We're racing on 3 or 4 different fronts all year long. With the Breeders' Cup, it allows us to bring all of those horses that have done well in all of those divisions in on one day, and it shows up as a very powerful entry. And that's what we try to do. We try to look good on the day when the whole world's watching.
Behind this umbrella stands an independent agent representing the Travelers, your partner in insurance protection, providing you with insurance and investment expertise and a commitment to customer service, meeting your individual and business needs with a customized package of products and services, open in case you want the team that delivers. The Travelers and its independent agents. You're better off under the umbrella.
Some small businesses need to be heard around the world. Introducing AT&T Partners in Business International, the calling plan with a choice. Get a discount to most any country if you make just a few short calls and faxes a month. Or take this choice. Pick the one country that's most important to your business and get an extra 10% discount. AT&T Partners in Business. Choices, because one size does not fit all. Call us.
A minute away from the listed post time for the Belmont now. The updated odds. The entry is 22-1. AP&D is the clear-cut favorite at 6-5. You have post second choices, Casual Eyes and Pine Bluff, each at 4-1. Al Sabine is now 20-1. Jackson Port at 39-1. Christofori at 7-1. My Memoirs at 16-1. Montreal Marty 21-1, and Colony Light at 19-1. Again, not only about $460,000 going to the winner of this total $760,000 purse, but Chrysler bonus points at stake. 10 for first, 5 for second, 3 for third, 1 for fourth, and just those 2 horses are still eligible. Pine Bluff leading Casual Eyes 10 points to 8. If either horse wins the race, they would take the bonus. If Pine Bluff finishes ahead of Casual Eyes, he would take the bonus. There are a lot of scenarios where they could tie and split the bonus, or Casual Eyes without a win could win the bonus. But a lot of nervous energy being spent right now in the owners' boxes of Pine Bluff and Casual Eyes. And for that story, let's go to Jim.
John Ed Anthony. John Ed, what do you think your granddaddy, Mr. Garland, would think about this whole scene this spring? Huh?
Well, he would be amazed at what's transpired since he came on this earth, that's for sure.
Okay, well, good luck to you. Shelley Riley?
Yes.
Shelley, you've been handling this spring like you've been coming to Triple Crown races all your life. I'm not sure you think you know what's happened to you this spring.
Well, let's see what happens after this race, and I may suddenly become totally aware.
How about him being second choice, huh?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay, thank you, Shelley, and good luck to you. Okay, so that's a little reaction in the owners' boxes, and the horses are starting to go into the gate for the 124th Belmont. Dave Johnson stands by upstairs. There you go, Dave.
Casual Eyes is in, and there's Pine Bluff. Al Sabine is next. And just behind the starting gate, the former claimer, Jackson Port. Jean Cruguet, who won the Triple Crown. Seattle Slew. Here's Steve Cawthon with Cristofori. Steve, of course, won the Triple Crown with a firm when he was 18 years old. Steve Cawthon behind the gate on Cristofori. Steve is in. Post positions drawn by Lot. Agincourt, who wears saddlecloth 1, is moving in, and his stablemate Robert's Hero is next in line. These are all 3-year-olds. They all carry 126 pounds. My Memoirs with the red cap, and Jerry Bailey, who won this race last year with Hansel. Montreal Marty, the New York bred, and Julie Crone with Colony Light. 124th Belmont Stakes. We're ready for the start. 1.5 miles. And they're off. And Al Sabine from between horses. Now Casual Eyes shows quick early speed. AP&D along the inside is next. Middle of the track. There goes Agincourt. They go to the clubhouse turn. 3 of them across the track. APND at the rail. Casualized between horses. And Agincourt on the outside caught 3 wide and losing a little ground. My Memoirs up close. Then Pine Bluff alongside in 5th. Al Sabine has been shuffled back into 6th position. On the inside, Cristoforo. Around the turn and racing the backstretch, it's Casual Lies in front by 3/4 of a length. On the outside, that's Agincourt now charging up to challenge, and Pine Bluff makes a move. On the outside third, APND with Delahousie content to sit 4th and save ground along the inside. It's 4 lengths farther back. My Memoirs is 5th. On the outside, Al Sabine is 6th. Cristofori on the inside is next. Then comes Montreal Marty, followed on the outside by Colony Light, then Jackson Fort, and the trailer is Robert's Hero. They continue down the backstretch. On the outside, it's Agincourt, the only horse in the race wearing mudcaps, leading it by half a length. Casual Lies, again on the inside, moves to challenge. Those 2 heads apart. A battle on the front end. Agincourt on the outside. Casual Lies at the rail. And Pine Bluff just sitting off the leaders, racing in 3rd. 2 off the front runner, Agincourt. Then along the outside, it's AP Indy, who has not been asked for his run yet. He's 5th. Cristofori on the inside is next. As they race around the far turn, it's still Casual Lies with an easy lead with Gary Stevens aboard in front by a head. Agincourt is 2nd. Pine Bluff races 3rd. On the outside, APND is called for action. With his head low, he joins them. 4 of them across the racetrack. My Memoirs racing 5th. And on the inside, Cristofori is next. They straighten away in the stretch, and Pine Bluff takes the lead ahead. On the outside, here comes APND to challenge. They're in the stretch and coming to the 8th pole. APND charges up on the outside. Pine Bluff at the rail. Pine Bluff with a short lead. APND is 2nd. My Memoirs is 3rd. And down the stretch they come. Between horses, APND with a head in front. Pine Bluff battling back. My Memoirs on the outside. APND wins at 3/4 of a length. A photograph on the outside. It was My Memoirs, and at the rail, Pine Bluff. A courageous race by these 3 outstanding horses coming home in the 1.5 miles in 2 minutes 26 seconds, tying the 2nd fastest Belmont. Only Secretary
AP Indy has won a magnificent running of the Belmont Stakes. It's unofficial, of course, but in 2nd place was the English-bred My Memoirs, recently purchased by Americans, unofficially, and 3rd was Pine Bluff. That's all unofficial. Whew. So it appears unofficially that Pine Bluff will win the $1 million bonus as Casual Lies faded. Charlesy, what did you think of that race?
Well, I think we've looked all over the world for a hero for racing, and we had the horse right here, AP Indy. Pine Bluff looked a winner when they came through the stretch. The big 3 turned for home together, but it was AP Indy and that laid-back, doggedly determined style of his, and he ground everybody down and won at the wire.
Okay. Eddie Delahousie, congratulations. The Cajuns done it again. I don't think Eddie hears us this time. Pretty noisy, this crowd of 50,000 and more really still hooping it up. Eddie Delahousie, who won back-to-back Kentucky Derbies.
And there's the fractions, and AP Indy showed his good versatility. He was able to snap out of the gate, lay pretty close, wait when they picked it up down the backstretch, and when they turned for home, we'll watch them as they came through the stretch. Pine Bluff looked a clear winner. He had it. AP Indy coming along on the outside, head low. We've talked all summer about spring, about shadow rolls. Pine Bluff wearing one. AP Indy carries his head the way you want a horse to carry. That's why you put a shadow roll on him. Head down, long, slow, smooth stride. And that's what probably makes the difference in the end. That wonderful way of going of AP Indy. He's the best 3-year-old in the country. Only 1 narrow loss in his career. 7 straight victories.
AP Indy, owned by the Japanese businessman Tomonori Tsurumaki, trained by the Englishman Neil Drysdale, and they've put it up, still unofficial, as 284. That's the way we had it for you. AP Indy, My Memoirs, Pine Bluff. And there's a look at the finish, still unofficial, so stand by. Much more to come at Belmont.
Live 18-hole coverage of the U.S. Open begins June 20th on ABC Sports.
The new Chrysler Fifth Avenue at $22,000, the perfect balance between self-indulgence and common sense.
Now get $1,500 cash back on Chrysler Fifth Avenue.
Four-star lighting wasn't saving what they'd hoped since leaving AT&T. Trefethen Vineyards was having trouble getting long-distance calls through on the first try, so they've come back to AT&T, and we want you back. Come back with AT&T Partners in Business. AT&T Quality at 20% discounts to the 20 AT&T numbers you choose, or the area code you call most. We want you back. Call 1-800-222-0400.
I'm paid to buy the high-volume copiers. I don't want to have to worry about them.
The corporate line from Canon.
It's simple. If our copiers are working, our people are working.
High-volume copying systems so reliable, you don't have to think about them.
All I want to know is it keeps copying, sorting, stapling. End of story.
The corporate line from Canon, the #1 copier company, and the new power in high-volume copying.
You must travel back in time 1 billion years to witness its birth. You will search in vain for a more enduring or brilliant creation. You can comb the world and never find one the same. It is rare. It is precious. It is love. And its only promise is forever.
He's in Manhattan on Wednesday, Frankfurt on Thursday, Paris, Rome, and Vienna after that. He believes it's better to do business across a table than over a fax machine. This year, he'll fly more than 100,000 miles with us because he knows nobody understands him better than we do. At Delta, when we say we love to fly and it shows, this is where it shows.
Next Saturday, golf legends tee off as Mazda presents the Senior Players Championship. Then Pro Bowlers take aim at the Southern California Open. And on ABC's Wide World of Sports, boxing is back. For years, Pernell Whitaker dominated the lightweight division. Now he's moved on, and for the two top contenders, this is their moment. Undefeated American Joey Gamache takes on Chil Sung-Chun of Korea for the WBA World Lightweight title live. Plus the Grand National Steeplechase. It's all next Saturday on ABC Sports.
This is Paul Page on Belle Isle in Detroit, the new site of the ITT Automotive Detroit Grand Prix. And Michael Andretti has the pole with Bobby Rahal starting alongside. A big surprise, Teo Fabi, substituting for Mario Andretti, is third quick. We'll have coverage tomorrow live at 1 o'clock Eastern on ABC Sports. Back at Belmont Park now, the blanket of carnations has already adorned the back of the winner, AP Indy, who had done all of his racing in California prior to coming to the Peter Pan, but now he loves this track as he wins the Peter Pan 13 days ago, and we're going to isolate on him here. He went off, by the way, at even money. The results are not yet official, but he will pay either $4 or $4.20 as you take us down the stretch, Dave.
Eddie Delahousie, who's with AP Indy on the outside, knows how to win the Belmont. He did it with Risen Star. And let's watch him here. Pine Bluff is in front. Here's AP Indy. Here's the eventual horse that Steve Coffin rode, Cristofori. But let's watch him down the backstretch, and let's watch the big move of AP Indy. Neil Drysdale did not compromise this horse by starting him too early. He ran him when he was ready, and he was ready in the Peter Pan, and he was even more ready this afternoon, going 1.5 miles. McCarron getting all he could out of Pine Bluff on the inside. Reward of $1 million bonus isn't too bad. But here comes AP Indy, who really asserts himself at the head of the 3-year-old class, Al, with this major victory in the Belmont Stakes.
So AP Indy ineligible for the Triple Crown bonus. Again, you must start and finish all 3 races, and he had to scratch from the Derby the morning of, rested during the Preakness period, came back in the Peter Pan, and wins here as we take a look at another look at the finish before we get to an isolated replay of the reactions of his connections.
By a Triple Crown winner, Seattle Slew. His maternal grandsire, Secretariat, winner of the Triple Crown. He just keeps grinding out these victories, going to the front when he wants and winning as he pleases. Eddie Delahousie in a hand ride, a big move by My Memoirs on the outside with Jerry Bailey, who won this race with Hansel last year. Not close enough at the wire. AP Indy the winner.
And the results are official: $420, $380, and $3. The payoffs on AP Indy. My Memoirs, who was sent off at 18-1, pays $11.60 and $6.60. And Pine Bluff, who went off at 7-2, $420 for the show. The $2 exacta 2 and 8, $73.20. As far as the bonus points are concerned in the Chrysler Triple Crown Challenge, Pine Bluff came in with 10, and Casual Eyes had 8. Pine Bluff, by virtue of finishing third, picks up 3 more and winds up as the winner of the $1 million bonus. Pine Bluff ridden by Chris McCarron, and he's with Charleston.
Well, Chris and I are just standing here watching the replay of how he had the Belmont in his grasp at the head of the stretch and it slipped away. Hard to watch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's difficult to watch when you get beat, but this colt, I was really proud of him. He ran so hard. We were able to get away with a nice leisurely 1/2 and 3/4, and when I called on him at the head of the lane, he gave me a nice response and a good feeling. I thought he was going to leave that horse, but when Eddie put the hammer down on his horse, he responded also.
Were you aware of how close AP Indy was getting to you?
Oh, absolutely. I knew who was right alongside me, and I got to the 3/8 pull over there, and I told Tom I didn't really want to move when I did. You know, it's 1.5 miles, and you want to move as late as you can sometimes, but I saw that colt's white snip on his nose, and I knew who it was, so I said it's time to go. I didn't want him to get a jump on me.
And then My Memoirs came up and stole second, too.
Yeah, you know, he did. He finished real strong, and Pine Bluff finished very strong also. He just got outrun for second money.
Well, it's been a good couple of races for you in Pine Bluff, Chris. Thanks a lot. We'll go back up to Al Michaels.
Okay, Charlie, despite the fact that yesterday the track was sloppy and today it was muddy until just before this race, it equals the second fastest Belmont in history. Secretariat with that scintillating 31-length triumph 19 years ago at 2:24, and then AP Indy and Easy Goer each came across the line in 2 minutes and 26 seconds. And here's a look at the order of finish, with AP Indy winning it by 3/4 of a length over My Memoirs, and that Jeff Siegel's amazing. He supplemented Marshall Law into the Santa Anita Handicap a couple of years ago and won that race. My Memoirs supplemented today, finishes second. Pine Bluff third. Christofori, Casual Eyes, Colony Light, Agincourt, Montreal Marty, Roberts Hero, Al Sabine, and Jacksonport in that order. Tomadori Suramaki paid $2.9 million for the horse. Here's his reaction. And the normally taciturn trainer, Neil Drysdale, I suppose will have his disposition brightened today as his horse, AP Indy, wins the Belmont Stakes. And our coverage will continue from New York after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
The Travelers presents Great Triple Crown Finishes. Brought to you by The Travelers. You're better off under the umbrella. Sunday Silence won the first 2 legs of the 1989 Triple Crown, setting up an epic Belmont Stakes. Easy Goer, who had finished second to Sunday Silence in both the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness, was again the one to beat, trying to keep Sunday Silence from the coveted Triple Crown. They came together midway on the far turn, but this time it was Easy Goer pulling away. He spoiled the Triple Crown bid of Sunday Silence and traveled 1.5 miles in the second fastest Belmont ever.
Stronger than most, this umbrella. Those who carry the Travelers for their insurance needs carry a solid 128-year tradition of excellence. Chosen by 50% of the Fortune 500. Backed by $53 billion in assets. Open in case you want strength and experience the Traveler's way. You're better off under the umbrella.
Sunday.
Underlay.
Billy Crystal, JoBeth Williams, and Alan King in a network television premiere. Memories of Me, Sunday.
We'd like to thank the editors of the car magazines for all the kind words they've said about the Lexus LS400. If they have any superlatives left, we suggest they review our special lease. See Betts Lexus Des Moines about our limited time special lease.
Rocky, the last meal's here.
Domino's?
I wanted a special order.
Fine. Then what do you want on your tombstone?
Cheese and pepperoni.
Good. Tombstone special order.
Special order pepperoni pizza has more toppings than even Domino's for a taste that's something special. What do you want on your tombstone? Special order pizza.
Rocky, it's the governor. Take a message.
Rod Bottold, keeping you in touch. ABC's Wide World of Sports presentation of the Belmont Stakes continues.
Back again at Belmont, and now I'm standing with the chairman of the New York Racing Association, Alan Dragone, for the official presentation to Mr. Tominori Suramaki.
Thank you, Jim. Mr. Suramaki, congratulations. On behalf of the New York Racing Association, we're pleased to give you this trophy, the August Belmont Memorial Cup, for winning the 124th Belmont Stakes. A marvelous, marvelous race. Got much to be proud of in that horse. Thank you.
We have an interpreter.
Yes, I did already.
What does he want to say?
社長何かおっしゃりたいこと。いや、ケンタッキーダービー使わないでね、みんなこうやって上野サークルに上がれることは非常に嬉しいと思う。He's pleased to see himself here because Indy could not make a Kentucky Derby. He could not attend. So he is very much appreciated for all the audience here and the support.
Okay, congratulations to you. Congratulations to Neil Drysdale, who did a wonderful job of bringing the previously injured horse up to this race, and to the Cajun, Eddie Delahousie, who did it again, your second Belmont. Congratulations, Eddie. We're going to take a look at a replay. It's from just about the far turn. Here we go. Want to move up and see if that...
Sure, Jim. He was laying third at that point, and I was just riding him, getting his confidence right there, and he was moving nice and easy, and he's a horse that's deceiving. You can be riding him, but he's still really not putting out as much as you really want him. Until I cocked my stick, probably at the head of the...
Give him a look at it, huh?
Looked at it, and he kicked on. I don't know how many times I hit him. I didn't hit him that many times, but he really excelled when I did call on him, and he won by enough, and that's all that counted. And I think Neil's done a great job with this horse. I mean, coming back in 14 days after running in the Peter Pan to run a mile and a half, I owe all the credit to Neil, and we've been successful together, and he's a great trainer.
How about that My Memoir? Did you see him coming on the outside?
Yes, I did, but I knew the wire was there, and my horse, he was still digging, and it looked like we had him measured enough, and I think we could have went around again. I don't believe the other horse would have passed him.
Congratulations
Thank
again.
you, Jim.
Another look at the prices. And we'll be back for the presentation of the car keys to Eddie.
An important message for patients taking Cardizem SR.
I need a refill on my Cardizem SR.
You may want to see your doctor before your next refill because there's a new Cardizem available, Cardizem CD.
What's the difference?
Cardizem CD should save you money, and it contains the same medication as Cardizem SR.
Can you give me Cardizem CD?
Only your doctor can change your prescription. Ask your doctor if new Cardizem CD is right for you.
Cardizem CD. Thanks. I'll ask my doctor.
To me, when a woman sweats, it just isn't sexy.
Of course a guy's gonna sweat sometimes, but when you're close, who wants a guy that smells?
Get closer with Arid Extra Extra Dry, the anti-odor antiperspirant.
I trust Arid.
I don't need some fancy cologne to tell me I'm a man. I use Skin Bracer. It smells great, but it also cools and tones my skin. Confidence is very sexy, don't you think?
Skin Bracer Aftershave by Menon.
Luxurious new Chrysler LeBaron series starting at under $14,000. The perfect balance between self-indulgence and common sense.
Now get $1,000 cash back on Chrysler LeBaron sedan, the best value in its class.
Nature's masterpiece. In over 100 years, only 11 thoroughbreds have won the Triple Crown. From Sir Barton to the great rivalry between Affirmed and Aladar. Their compelling story, written and narrated by Jim McKay, is chronicled in a collector's home video. The Jewels of the Triple Crown. Call 1-800-4ABC-VCR for this historic treasury filled with rare and exclusive footage of these legendary champions. Only $19.98 plus $3 shipping.
I'm Brett Musburger at the Memorial Golf Tournament, updating the leaderboard. Mark Brooks, now the third-round leader. He is at 13 under par, one up on Nolan Hinkey and Don Pooley. Joy Sindelar and Jeff Maggard also reached double figures. Take a look at the second page of this leaderboard. Tom Kite, Paul Azinger, Payne Stewart, Curtis Strange, and Jeff Sluman, who scored 30 on the back nine. Tomorrow at 3 Eastern, the final round. Now back to the Belmont.
So AP Indy was the winner of the Belmont Stakes, but Pine Bluff, with the third-place finish, got 3 more points in the Chrysler Triple Crown Challenge and wins the $1 million bonus. We have Steve Torek, the general manager of the Chrysler Plymouth division, with the keys to a car.
Thanks, Jim. Eddie, congratulations on a great race and your second Belmont win. On behalf of Chrysler Corporation, I'd like you to present you with the keys to a 1993 Chrysler Concorde, our newest car, which will be on sale this fall. Great race.
Thank you very much, Jim. And this, I'm going to donate it to a good cause. And thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I'd like to say hi to my wife, Juanita, and the whole family back in California and all my friends. And I want to thank Mr. Suramaki and Neil Drysdale for giving me a chance on APN. He's a great horse, and it's a shame he got hurt. I think he'd have won the Triple Crown.
Lots of jambalaya down in Cajun country tonight, huh?
Absolutely, Jim. Thank you.
Here is Neil Drysdale. You're known as a very low-key English gentleman, Neil, but you must be feeling a little emotion on this one.
Yeah, I'm very, very pleased for everybody concerned, for the horse, especially for Mr. Zuramaki, and for the whole team, everybody that helped put the horse where he is today in the winner's circle.
Well, the way you brought him up to this race, passing the Derby, passing the Preakness, took a lot of self-control, but you had him for the race he was ready for. Congratulations. And now again, we're going to go back to Jack Whitaker.
Thank you very much, Jim. As this Triple Crown comes to a close, we find that the most royally bred of all the horses wins the last one. AP Indy's blood is bluer than a Billie Holiday song, and the road seems open for him to clinch 3-year-old honors. However, I learned years ago never to judge the 3-year-olds in June. It takes all year to do it. And our hope is that Arazi, and there's a rumor going around that Arazi will be retired soon, but we hope that's not true. We hope he comes back fit. We hope Ali Deed comes fresh from the Canadian Triple Crown, and AP Indy keeps his health, and all 3 meet down the line in one single race. That will take what has been a rather mediocre 3-year-old year and turn it into an unforgettable one. And it would be a horse race that I'd pay a lot of money to see. Jim?
What are you doing for your first number? Here we are back again. We have another presentation, just $1 million, that's all. And that will be to the owners of Pine Bluff, of course. And here is Joe DeFrancis, the president of the Maryland Jockey Club, Alan Dragone, the chairman of the New York Racing Association, the masked horses of racing here. And, of course, Tom Meeker, the chairman of Churchill Downs and the president of Triple Crown Productions. Gentlemen, good to have you with us. Congratulations on an incredible 3-race series again this spring. We have to bring in now Steve Torek again, general manager Chrysler Plymouth Division, with the big check.
Jim, we've been carrying this check around for the last month. It's a pleasure. John Ed, on behalf of Chrysler and its dealers, I'd like to award you $1 million as this year's winner of the Chrysler Triple Crown Challenge. Congratulations. Great horse, great races. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Obviously, this is a great thrill for us. The colt ran a good race, and we can't say enough good things about Chrysler's participation in this Triple Crown production series. Thank you so much.
If you'd like to know what it took to beat your horse today, AP Indy did the last quarter in 24-2, faster than Secretariat did. 24-4, I should say, faster than Secretariat did. So that was quite a race between great horses this afternoon.